Great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I am so honored to be here on FreeStyle Friday, and we have some of our FreeStyle Friday experts and an important guest that's here today on FreeStyle Friday. How are you all today?
Great. Fabulous.
Glad to have you. Cassandra's like, what do they be saying when this happens? She's like, oh, hey, everybody, hey. Listen, we are so excited that you all tuned in today, but the topics are going to be all over the place. So I want you to get your minds right and know that you will probably go on an emotional roller coaster today because there are some topics that we're discussing that are very sensitive in nature. So if you have young children and you want to go ahead and get them out of the room, or you may say, you know what, I need my teenager or my young adult child to pay attention to what's happening here, feel free to keep them in the room because you'll be able to manage that appropriately. One thing I encourage people, as you hear this content and you do think it's appropriate for certain age groups, make sure you manage that and how you allow them to receive this information. But it is going to be life transforming. So grab your virtual seats. Let us know who you are, where you're visiting in from. We'll send some shout outs. Ask questions. You cannot have these people here that are willing to answer any questions you have and you sit silently. Please ask your questions and throw them out here and let's see if we can get some answers for you, okay? All right, so glad to have you all in. And Natasha, I'm going to pull you in when you give me a thumbs up. I see you backstage and I know you're traveling, so we'll honor that and you just give me a thumb. You're ready, okay. So we're going to pull in one of our other FreeStyle Friday experts, Natasha Halliday. How are you, Natasha? I know you're muted, but we're glad to have you on. We're glad to have you on. All right.
I was talking with my mic off. Sorry. Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing good. And traveling mercy to you. And thank you for being so.
I'm parked now. I'm in a parking lot now.
Okay. Yay.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started, everyone. And today, as we get started, we want to hear from someone that's already at work 24 hours a day over the last couple of days doing what's called a healthopedia-thon. So I'm going to pull you in, Dr. Dee Baer, and give you an opportunity. Well, I'll put myself, hey, how y'all doing? All right. So we'll pull you over here, Dr. Dee Baer, and give you the floor so everybody gets a chance to hear from you. Welcome, America's top health coach, Dr. Dee Baer.
Thank you, Kim. And what you have done for this Healthopedia project, just gracing us with your take as one of our keynotes on Wednesday about hope. And I'm going to talk about this because it's very, very important as we talk about health. And yes, we are launching our latest book. It's an anthology with 40 authors, and it's all about the 6 pillars of health. If you've listened to me before, you see that circle back there and that lady. And what it is it's spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial. You need all 6 pillars of health. And I am so honored and grateful that my mission right now, as I'm unretired and pushing to my 70th year on this earth on February.
Unbelievable. Okay, go ahead.
Believe. 43 years in practice, Kim Jacobs. If people that are younger than me want what I have, you got to do what I do to get what I've got. That's it. Okay. So what I'm saying is that my mission, being unretired since COVID again, because I was called back in to being a health coach, was to give this message of healing, health, and hope to the next generation. Kim, that's why I'm so grateful that your young son brilliant as he takes after his mother, and handsome, he takes after his mother, is in this book in the physical pillar. Ivan Jacobs, there he be, Ivan Jacobs. And I'll tell you, he won the honor for having the least edits. Must have gotten it from his mother, just saying. So we're going to hear from Ivan today. So you can tune in after the Kim Jacobs show at noon Eastern. Go to my YouTube channel. It's a really fancy name. It's at Dr. Jody, and you'll see us live, and you will see some of the greatest guests. Well, what I'm going to talk about, as you're talking about suicide prevention and all of this, Healthopedia, the 6 pillars of health, why we need it all. And this book was a vision, as Kim had me on this. And who knew? Did you ever have that thing that just happens in the blink of an eye? You see, my personal quote in this book is, miracles occur every day. Beckon them in. So my question is, what will you beckon in today that will be the game changer for you? You will hear something on this Kim Jacobs show that will be a game changer for me. It was the Phil Donahue show when I was ardently looking for something to help my son. They said he had ADHD. I said, no. It's just a young health coach, 3 years. And I beckoned in the miracle of Dr. Hulda Clark. Now, 39 years later, what she built in me, a towering inferno. Yes, she was, we were patients of hers. Yes, I was mentored by her, but this is a towering inferno. When I found this goal card, cleaning out things during COVID, found this goal card in 2021 in my file drawer. And it said, I will pen the Eastern version of the PDR. And on Tuesday, here it is. Healthopedia is here. And there are 40 authors, notable people, led by Dr. Bernie Siegel of Love, Medicine, and Miracles, Dr. James Marinakis, my partner in Healthopedia, Rick Sykes, Dr. Gary Sanchez, Dame Doria Cordova, and Serena Brown in the social pillar. But there are people that are practitioners, just like myself. And then there are experts with expertise, because when you get expertise, then you can become an expert. And on the Kim Jacobs show, you get expertise. And I will tell you, knowing the topic today of how to get on the other side of suicide prevention. See, Eastern medical miracles are prevention. And there's a product, as being a proud sponsor of the Kim Jacobs show, that you've seen from time to time, confidence tones. You see that depression, anxiety, and despair comes from trauma. And we have a program with confidence tones. You can go to my website, drjody.com/confidence tones. If there's something on there, it's not an affiliate link. These are products I personally created, so I endorse. And there's a 21-day program that is a trauma release. It's 11 minutes, 11 seconds. Why? That's a messenger number from heaven. And you go from going in and restoring for 7 days to experience to elevation. So parents, if you're out there and you don't know what to do, please reach out to me. I've got a tremendous amount of experience with this. And I wanted to say, we know, because Kim, you're such a faith-based person, I want to give you a couple of Bernie bits from our book.
Yes.
And Dr. Bernie, being 90 years young, he said, they're Bernie bits. He goes, you think you're getting the whole title, Dr. Jody? And he said, they're Bernie bits, something to snack on. So this is the one about faith. And this is this kind of faith that helps you through despair. Faith is the most important factor in the world. When your faith is from the spiritual world and enters your personal world, there is peace. See, that regenerative tone goes from, and when you're confident, see, in despair, you're degenerating to disease, anger, and the rest of the degenerative process. But when you're at confidence, then you go to joy, peace, love, passion, and ecstasy. And it's that heart passion that carries you. And being the heart passion, Kim, I want to honor you with Gabe's Heart Foundation. I'm so honored that this is our second year doing this. My company, Vibra 360, is one of the proud sponsors. They're going to have some healthy mushroom coffee at that finish line, at the race, those that are racing, in person. But the most important thing is, Kim, you could have stayed in that despair I want to honor you with that. You could have stayed in that depression, but you took action. That action made all the difference. And you turned that action into passion, and the love and the heart of Gabe 8 years later is still beating. And frankly, I'm so honored to say and humbled that I met you through Les Brown, that I took action with Les Brown, and I could go ahead and say, I'm going to be on your show. I took action, and look at our relationship and how it's widened the net. Yeah. I am eminently grateful. And you see with this, Kim, the book, Healthopedia, go on Amazon. On the 26th, it will be live. You can download your free copy. Now, Kindle doesn't count towards bestseller. Download a free copy, but if you buy the book, and as Martin Pratt and Tenji Collins from TMC endorsed the book, and Tenji said, this is the kind of book that get two, because you're going to let one friend borrow the book and he'll never give it back. So when you do that, a portion of the proceeds of this book for the month of September and October will go back to Gabe's Heart Foundation. And I'm so happy to say that not only could we sponsor through some good alkaline mushroom coffee, but that we could give money to keep Gabe's heart beating. So there are a couple of things that I want to just tie into this, because our three themes for our telethon with, and I always said I wanted to be like Jerry Lewis and do a 3-day stint. Well, here
you're doing it.
I'm doing it. Our first day, it was hope. And what does hope stand for? When you get a grab onto these three words, if you're in despair, if you're listening to this, you will find your anchor. And that anchor, by the way, goes deep into the sea. It enters physically, it enters your mitochondria, and your cells physically recover. How about that? So the first anchor is hope. It says, it stands for H. Go down into yourself to heal. No one knows you like you do. Go up in opportunity to your true north, because that spirit will guide you. Come in positivity to be at the law of attraction, just not do. And to go out in empowerment for first yourself, others, and the world. And then you go to gratitude. That stands for grow in relationship, in action. Kim, that's what you had, action towards inspiring together in unity, in daily endeavors. Gabe's Heart Foundation 5K run is that daily endeavor that will go on and on. And then lastly, we do it in love. Love is the most important, and it's the most powerful motion in the universe. Emotion is love. Looking for opportunities to value everything. When you stay in love, as Dr. Bernie Siegel, there is nothing that can stop you. So I want to give you, Kim Jacobs, your Bernie bit, something to snack on today and tomorrow, as we raise this $20,000, as we raise the consciousness of no child needs to be in that sudden cardiac arrest and those portable defibrillators. So this is what I'm going to give you. These portable defibrillators will be there, and these children's lives will be saved. And these lives will be saved in this program right here. And your Bernie bit, something to snack on, is this: live in your heart, and then magic happens.
I'm typing what you're saying.
Live in your heart, then magic happens, Kim. And Kim Jacobs, you are magic in action. I'm so honored to know you and call you my friend and sister.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Dee Baer. And we love you. We love you. And thank you so much. I have like a case of coffee that is actually some, I think, mushroom infused coffee.
6 mushrooms, 6, not 5, 6.
6 different mushroom are in there. And then we also have black coffee as well. So every person that comes out, we're going to have them putting them in bags ready for you all. And that's being donated by Vibra, the product line, which you'll see a commercial shortly about them. And Dr. Dee Baer is the person behind all of this. How do they stay connected with you again? Tell them, Dr. Dee Baer.
drjodee.com is my website. You can also go, if you want information about Healthopedia, to health-a-d-e.com. health-pedia.com. If you just want to do old school, just go ahead and 1-800-820-0854. Excuse me. That's my dyslexia kicking in. We still are that one. 800-820-0584. We had that wrong for 6 months. But on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen, we've created a Healthopedia 365 account. If you want to find out tips and these 40 authors shine for the next 40 weeks, one author is going to have one whole week for their absolute insights about their personal pillar and their story. So Ivan Jacobs will be 6 weeks from now in the physical pillar, and so on and so on. So go to Instagram and it's Healthopedia 365, and you will get such information and inspiration about what we do in this world to prevent this disease, so you can be at ease to live your best life, because health isn't something you do, it's what you become along life's journey. Thank you, Kim.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Jody. I'm going to keep you on the screen for a second, just because people may have questions. And so everybody that's on the panel, please do me a favor and kind of look through some of the questions. I'm working everything behind the scenes by myself today because Mackenzie, she has a beautiful baby girl that just recently came on this earth. I haven't put the pictures on the screen because I've been letting her honor and do that in her own way as she's posting them with the newborn. I try to be very mindful of that. But we celebrate Mackenzie today and her family, Remy and Trent, and the whole Rhodes family as they've welcomed their baby girl here to this earth safely. So you all just, give some kudos out to Mackenzie and family. Any questions, or anybody on the panel want to chime in on anything that Dr. Jody Baer shared so far before we move forward? Let me put Dr. Jody Baer's information here. It's 1-800-820, and Cassandra, you had your glasses. You could have probably read it for me. 800-820-0584, and drjodee.com. Her email is jodee@healthcoachjodee.com. And you can follow them as well at Health Coach Jodee. And we also have put up the Healthopedia, so it's health-a-pdia.com, because we have a lot of audio podcast listeners on iHeartRadio. I have to spell it out. That's where you can stay connected with Dr. Jody Baer. Any questions, comments, thoughts? Unmute yourself and say it.
So, Dr. Jody, what are can you give us the 6 pillars again?
Sure. Obviously, it starts with your spiritual pillar, because that's the most important. Everything happens after that. Spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial. Thank you. Great question.
Thank you.
Did you type that? Did you type that, Sunshine Expert? Because I don't know. Type that for me in the comment section. I'll pull your comment up when the 6 pillars. Say it one more time, Dr. Jody. Spiritual,
physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial.
So those are the 6 pillars. Everyone, the notes will be right there. The Sunshine Expert, and probably Cassandra, somebody's typing it over there, okay? And any questions, and maybe anybody can help me see if there were any questions, comments that came in. Let's see. Sujan, I see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you said, let's see what you said. You said, happy Friday, everyone. I see you. Vanita saying, good morning, beautiful ladies. Happy Friday. Athena, I see you saying good morning as well. Happy Friday. Any questions? Happy Friday. I see all of your comments coming in. Hello, Evans said, glad to have you, Evans. Lots of comments. Somebody said, good morning. I know this is going to be an awesome show. I am watching. Okay, thank you so much. Facebook love. Thanks for joining FreeStyle Friday. I see all of your comments. The Dr. Zakia said she's a big person that focuses on diversity and inclusion. And she said, hey, Dr. Jody, Kim, and everyone. Glad to see you today, Dr. Zakia. All right. Thank you very much. Someone said, we love you, Dr. Jody. Thanks for sharing, Dr. Jody Baer. We love you more. Spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial. All right. 6 pillars. Here we have our Sunshine Expert typed it for us. Thank you. And we're going to pop those 6 pillars up for those that are watching. Let's see. The 6 pillars: spiritual, financial, emotional, physical, mental, and social. Woo! Okay.
When you have the social, and guess what? We all go to the financial, but if you have the first 5 right and your physical body is strong, look what Ivan did with his physical body. And he turned the trajectory of his health. How mentally strong will you be? And then the emotions fall into place. Oh, yeah.
He went from that, just so everybody knows, this is my son, so I just happen to have this picture right here in my portal. Right?
And then the sun. So you see, the mental became there, emotionally strong, socially you're adept, and the financial will be there. That's why they're in that order, Kim and company.
That's good. And this, just so you know, he's one of our episode sponsors. So I'll go ahead and throw that. I won't play a commercial, but here it is. MajorPT.com, National Association of Sports Medicine certified. If you want to work with him and have him train you on your journey, MajorPT.com. All right. How can people get a copy of the book, Dr. Jody? I want to say that one more time.
They can go to, on Tuesday, go to Amazon.com. It will be their Healthopedia, putting together the pieces of foundational health. You see, they're right there in that horseshoe. You can go ahead and be a part of that. You can go ahead and do to health-a-pedia.com. Get a notification as soon as it lands. And we will, I believe, be in 13 countries. Never done that with a book before. This is my 6th book. 6 pillars, 6 books, Kim. Go figure. 6th book. I've hit 5. I've hit 9 countries. We're going for all 13. So help us do that and change the world for the better. And just so you know, we will be doing a live summit in February down in Boca Raton with my partner, the renowned Dr. James Marinakis. And you can get information on that experiential retreat. Will be one of a kind, February 22nd. Don't you love the cover, Kim? I am partial.
Love that. One of your authors, their children created that for you.
Yes. Jamie Matheson's son is a graphic designer. Who knew? And he created that. He does to keep going through college, designs basketball floors. And I said, I'm not sure this is going to be on a basketball court, but we'll do it for a book. So shout out to Cole Matheson. We designed this cover for just that, but you can go be a part of our live summit. We've already just started and we've sold 50 tickets. We only have 150 seats. So if you want to get the experience of a lifetime, I can say when you see the $13.95 early bird special, Dr. Jim Marinakis, to get a 2-day intensive with him, and he will be the facilitator, charges $80,000.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Jody. I'm going to remove you to go on with your day, and we're going to
for now.
Take care of yourself. We're going to hear next from Natasha Halliday, and she's traveling too, so we're going to pull her up and welcome Natasha here to the Kim Jacobs Show. So glad to have you on. And we're going to take a commercial break, everyone. Come right back, and we're going to be hearing from Natasha Halliday. All right, we'll be right back, everyone, right after this break.
My father had 4 of his fingers amputated in a workplace accident. It was the first injured individual I represented, and I knew I had to win that case. When someone walks into my office and they've been injured, I know what they're going through. If you've been injured at work with Hunter and Everett. We've got the experience, so let us help you.
All right. We are back. We're talking with FreeStyle Friday expert, Natasha Halliday.
Good morning, all. I hope you all are having a lovely Friday. I'm coming in with a bit more of a serious topic. So, there's a day for everything, a month for everything. September was Suicide Awareness and Prevention Month. And specifically September 10th through the 16th was Suicide Prevention Week. And so I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. It is a sensitive topic. It's hard to talk about, but more and more people are having less degrees of separation from an experience of knowing someone who has either had an attempt to end their life and or has actually ended their life. So a few things that I wanted to bring in terms of looking at suicide prevention. A lot of people want to run for the hills when they think about the idea of if somebody's having that type of thought. And I've worked as a crisis worker, which means I spent time in the emergency department, working with people brought in for concerns of suicide and other mental health crises. So I've had many conversations, so I'm quite comfortable with it. But I remember learning in school something that really threw me off, but was very valuable to the work that I do. And that was that people often think that if you ask somebody if they're having thoughts of suicide, that's what implants the idea. That is a myth. That is completely untrue. If somebody is having thoughts, they're already having thoughts. If they're not having thoughts, you're not suggesting something that's going to make them do something. It's a difficult conversation, but if you can invite the conversation, you have an opportunity for somebody to be able to express maybe they're having those thoughts. And I think what people don't necessarily understand, and again, of course, it's not their area of expertise, thoughts are not actions. So having the mere thoughts does not mean that somebody is going to take that action. Usually what happens is there is a thought process of, I'm suffering, I'm in pain. Dr. Jody talked about depression and trauma. And when people have been walking around with years of trauma, depression, and your brain is trying to figure out how to get away from that painful experience. Sometimes the thought comes up, if I wasn't alive, I wouldn't feel this pain. So having a dialogue, even to sort through, are you actually looking to end your life, or is the desire to not be in the pain? Helps people even contextualize maybe the words that they're using. So language is part of it. It's very important to know what some of the options are. So I didn't come onto the show with call this number, because from city to city, state to state, I live in Canada, in the provinces, the cities here, we got different numbers. There's too many hotlines, but know where the suicide hotlines are in your area, whether that is specifically for children. In Canada, we've got something called the Kids Help Phone. And what's great is they're moving with the times. So you not just can make a phone call now, you can dialogue by text message. And a child in crisis can reach out and have somebody have a dialogue with them, right? It's very important to know what the options are. It's important to not be afraid of having a conversation, because there's differences in what people experience. Sometimes people experience what's called a passive death wish, which is feeling like, I don't want to be alive. Sometimes there's an active thought of, yes, I want to do something to end my life. And again, that's probably the brain saying, I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this pain. Most people haven't gotten to the stage of planning, thinking about what they want to do. But if they have gotten to that stage, that is likely when you need to involve other people. That is likely when you need to say, okay, we need to go seek some help, whether that is going to a hospital to get support from a hospital setting and a crisis worker, or if the person already is in therapy, are they contacting their therapist? Do they have a safety plan, is something that can be discussed. So some people have on and off suicidal thinking for quite some time in their life, for maybe a few months, perhaps even a few years on and off. So sometimes a safety plan is created. What's your safety plan? If you have one, is important to ask somebody. The safety plan can include things like, at any given level, this is what you do. I contact my therapist, I contact my doctor, I go to the emerge, or who are the people that you can talk to if you're having a rough day? Where are the safe places that you can go? If you are, part of your safety plan could be letting somebody know you're feeling unsafe, so you vet the space that they're in, right? If somebody's having suicidal thoughts, perhaps we don't have pills available, perhaps we don't have sharp objects available. That would be discussed with the person, and that can all be part of the plan, because we don't want to talk to people who are having these thoughts as if they're not intelligent people. They're people in pain who don't know necessarily how else they're going to deal with it, and they may not see a way out. So have an intelligent conversation about, how do we plan for these rougher moments, understanding that a lot of the times we can move through the moment rather than experiencing that more tragic situation of somebody doing something to attempt to end their life. If you know somebody who has attempted to end their life, you do not need to walk around on eggshells with them. Even more so, it's important to have a direct conversation. I actually had somebody ask me once, I was having a really rough time. Now, I work in mental health, so all my colleagues are used to asking these questions. And somebody closed my office door once and said, Natasha, are you thinking of hurting yourself? Are you thinking of ending your life? And I said, girl, I'm hurting, but I'm not feeling that way. But I appreciated her candor. Because if she had not said that, I wouldn't have necessarily, if I had been having those thoughts, known where I could have gone to speak to somebody. I may not have realized she's somebody that I could have that dialogue with. And a lot of people are afraid of the dialogue because they're afraid of saying the wrong thing. It doesn't need to be a long dialogue. Are you having thoughts of harming yourself? Do you think you would, not even, are you having thoughts of harming yourself? Okay, who can we talk to? If you know you're not the person, you don't have the expertise, who is it you call one of the hotlines? Is it getting in touch with a therapist? Is there, aside from hotlines, a lot of places now have temporary counseling services where you can get some support in the moment, not necessarily connected to a therapist that you have, but learning what the resources are in your area. And if people are unsure about how to raise the dialogue, it can start with the observation. You don't seem yourself. I'm concerned. Or, maybe there's some other stuff that's led you to that thinking. Be honest about what you observed. I've noticed you are getting rid of a lot of your items. Can we talk about that? What does that mean? I'm not saying that's an easy conversation to have.
Right.
But if we don't have the conversation, we can't necessarily help provide support. And I don't want anybody to take full responsibility about that, because we can do what we can, but we're not necessarily going to, I hear a lot of regret sort of speak if somebody does try something. Do the best you can with the information you have. What I would encourage people to look at is learn how to have some sense of dialogue. So there's a program called Safe Talk. I believe it exists in the US. I know it's here in Canada.
Call it again, Safe what?
Safe Talk, SAFE Talk.
Okay.
So Safe Talk is a training that teaches people how to start this conversation. So I know here in Canada, in Toronto, they've trained the bus drivers in Safe Talk because of things like people, having moments in subways or bus stations and whatnot, right? So there are programs that can teach people how to engage in that dialogue. So it doesn't hurt. If you work in some sort of public sector, you never know what you might face, or even within your personal life. If you have an opportunity to do a training like Safe Talk, I believe it's a 3-hour training. It's not going to take a ton of your life, but what it does is help give you some of the dialogues and the ability so you have the confidence to ask the questions.
Okay. Yeah, it's different. It's all different types of Safe Talks around the country.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Google
you're just looking it up.
Area, the Safe Talks that are available. So I'm not putting the wrong thing up, but this is very important to know. But
so the only other thing that I wanted to add to that, because I could talk about this for 3 days, and so I'm really just scratching the surface. But if you know somebody who's in distress, even being present, sometimes, I'm known from when people are grieving and other situations where people are struggling, I hear a lot, I didn't know what to say. Why are we devaluing the power of our presence and the power of just being with somebody? We add value in just our presence. We've lost the ability to sit in a room and just be in the room. I'm actually headed out of town right now because my dad is ill. I'm so grateful because my cousin called me at the beginning of the week and she says, you know what, girl, you probably need some company. You want me to come spend a night? And I was just like, the value in just having that company was part of how I'm able to manage the stress that I'm under. So I want to encourage people to remember there's value in your presence. There's value in your relationship with the person that you love. If it's a friend, if it's a parent, if it's a significant other, don't devalue the value you provide to them just by being in their life. You may not have all the words, but you can be supportive just by being there.
Wow. This is so incredibly helpful. I don't want to interrupt. Go.
No, go ahead.
No, this is please, you close out, because people have questions and I want to give people a chance that's in the audience to say what they're going to say to you.
Right. So yeah, just again, don't be afraid to have some kind of dialogue. If you don't know where to start, maybe do the training so you have some ideas. But like the last point that I left is just don't devalue the power of your presence.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I knew this was going to be a heavy topic, obviously, because the goal at the end of the day is to let a person know that they are valued enough, and God values them, but people value you, but sometimes you don't know who it is. So until somebody speaks up like you're suggesting, then the person feels isolated. So letting people, in my opinion, know how important they are, and even if they're having a low moment, we all have low moments, all of us. But it's just when it goes so low that other people can start observing it, then some intervention does need to happen, in my opinion, as well. And so in the studio audience, I see first of all, unmute yourselves, panelists, anybody that's one of our experts and guests here, please. Cassandra, you're not a guest, by the way, because you are the Kim Jacobs Show. Just so everybody knows, the Kim Jacobs Show, the Balance Doctor, Gabe's Heart Foundation, Mother Dreamer, anything associated with me over the course of the duration of it, Cassandra Davis has been a part of it from the beginning. So the theory, just so you all know too, because some things will drive you to consider suicide, because especially when you have people that you think are close to you, and I know we didn't address that right now, but when you have people that you think you 100% trust, and you find out that they really did not have your best interest at heart, is a devastating thing. I don't think that it necessarily means that somebody will commit suicide per se, but it can. It can. And Cassandra, I just want to give kudos to you that you have been a true person to be who you say you are. You really are that. And I'm so grateful for you being that in my life. I just want to say that while we're talking about suicide prevention. And one other thing I'll say about suicide prevention is that I'll just say when my son, and I'm gonna keep it as high level as I can. But when my son was transitioning, I reached out, I talked to the doctor immediately. And I asked the doctor,
bless you, God.
I asked the doctor, please take my heart. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Because I felt like there are donors in life, so just take my heart. And he can have it if it can beat on. And I volunteered for it. But with us having this much time, I'm not going to talk more about that right now. But I can tell you that I begged to donate my heart, but they wouldn't take it, unfortunately. And I'm kind of grateful at this point that they didn't take it, because now I have 4 other children here on this earth that need me to be here for them. So I'm grateful that they did not take my heart, and kind of brought some counseling in, like something's needed with this particular woman. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that for right now. So that's why I want to keep Gabe's heart beating, everybody, just so you know. Okay, that's very important. All right, let's carry on. Panelists, say something.
I was going to chime in. Thank you, Natasha, for touching on that subject. It's a very sensitive subject. I'm going to keep it real short. I had a friend when I was doing security. She was a domestic violence employee, and you would have never knew because she kept a smile on her face. But when we met, I thank God when we met, the conversations we had of just encouraging her and talking to her to be more open, to get some help when she was ready, not to push her, not to pressure her, but it was just more like me checking on her. And for, I'm gonna say 8 months, I'm so grateful to God. She had a butterfly soul. She was upbeat, she was creative, she was smart. Unfortunately, her boyfriend did end up taking her life, but I'm grateful that I had a chance to talk to her, and I felt like it was some peace when I went to the funeral. It was like I had peace with that. I had peace just to know her, just to have a conversation with her, and I felt like I brought some kind of peace to her Unfortunately, the circumstances that happened, but that kept me prayer and conversation with others, and then also we had some counseling on the job to keep the employees that really loved her and was very fond of her at the time. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Natasha. Any other comments? Let me go to, if you don't have any comment, I want to make sure that you hear from Vicki L. Evans, which is one of our FreeStyle Friday experts. She typed a pretty hefty comment here, and I want to make sure I acknowledge it. Education on mental health needs to be done to educate those in the community so that they know it's okay not to be okay and to seek counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Great comment. And Vicki L. Evans is a 4-time attempted survivor, thriver who now has multiple books that teaches us how to deal with low self-esteem, knowing your worth, and their memoirs pretty much of her own journey and sharing her story. Well, my glasses are fogging. Somebody help me. Cassandra, I see your comment. Say something with what you said there.
No, I really liked what Natasha said about, if someone is distressed, sometimes, it is important. My husband has a testimony about that even in his own life. When he was at a really low point, he went to see a friend who they just kind of sat in that friend's garage, and the person just sat there with him. There was no talking. They just, they grew up together as friends, but he just sat there with my husband for several hours, while he was, I guess, just having this experience. And so I agree, do not devalue, the power in just your presence, because sometimes someone just needs to know that someone else is just sitting there, or even if they're not even there, sometimes even that text or a phone call, or like Kim mentioned, just knowing that there is someone in your life who really means what they say. And I have that confidence in her, that even though because of how our lives run, they're very similar. So we're always running in all kinds of directions. But I have I just know that she's there. And even if it's just a text, I have to send her, because even in my grief of losing my mom, I've sent her text messages before, like, hey, this is a rough day, because I know that she is out there and will be present with me in that moment, even if we're miles apart. So I think that's very important, Natasha. Thank you for sharing that, because just let people know that, you got them. You don't have to always drive there, sit there, be there physically. But with all this technology, if you know that there's someone you can reach out to just in that moment, just to say that, because that's all I needed to say. I just needed to say it's not a good day. And to hear her acknowledge that and listen to that. And then she was like, well, I'm here, I'm like, all right. But, I just needed to say that. So I think that's very important.
Well, thank you, Cassandra, for that. And my mom said, you're just a smart lady, and thank you for the great advice. And Vicki L. Evans, and I do agree that we need to have a whole episode, some kind of way, just about the suicide topic, a full hour, not merged into 10 minutes or so. So she said that she's also willing to come on that panel to be a part of that suicide prevention discussion. Would you be willing to come back again, Natasha, just to specifically talk about this some more?
Absolutely.
Well, I know
it's something that needs more time and attention. I'm glad to have touched on it, but it really, I agree with Vicki. We really need to spend more time having this discussion, because it's a very real experience in many lives. And just like, Sunshine saying that she didn't know what was happening with her friend at first, because her friend was walking with a smile. We don't know what's behind somebody's smile. We don't know what's behind what maybe seems like a pretty neutral face.
Right.
There could be a whole lot brewing. And so when we get information or we see shifts, hopefully we have some tools to be able to provide some support.
That's the bottom line. So we'll do another episode where it's a full hour. And if it takes another episode, another full hour, and another one, however many it takes, we're going to do that. I'll get with them and get their schedules and everything. It may be on a Friday. It may be on another day. I don't know, but we're going to, as the Kim Jacobs show with Natasha Halliday and definitely with Vicki L. Evans, we're going to come up with some dates and start rolling some of this suicide prevention series and discussions, or whatever we want to call it, out to you all, because this block of time is not going to be enough.
Dr. Zakia also says she wants to be on that panel.
Yes. Anybody that's in that studio audience and this is what your focus kind of is, let us know. We'll pull you in. And Natasha and Vicky, help me govern some of those comments and tag me on them or something in case I miss anybody, because that's not my goal. And I see Mary Body is on, and she is saying, let me say, they may have some for you, so I don't want to let you go yet. Let's see. Mary Body, what was the question? Where do isolated people find healthy relationship to have this dialogue? Okay, we're going to be providing that here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm going to answer that already. So you're going to have some healthy dialogue, and you can reach out to NatashaHalliday.com right here. I'll put your information up. Tell everybody how they stay connected with you before I go to the next person.
So my website, NatashaHalliday.com. My social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Natasha A. Halliday is my handle on LinkedIn and Instagram. And I think it's N.A. Halliday on Twitter, but I'm barely on, what was formerly known as Twitter. But Instagram and LinkedIn are the best ways. And Facebook as well, Natasha A. Halliday. Reach out to me on any of those platforms, and I will happily respond.
Thank you so much for being here today. Safe travels. Get back on the road. I know it took a while, but you helped us. Thank you. God bless you. Travel safely. All right. So we are almost down to the wire here with these two lovely experts, and one of which we already talked backstage about the order, but you, Cassandra Davis, you're going to be up next right after this commercial break. Thank you all so much for being here today in the virtual studio audience. We don't take it for granted. I want to let you all know that we have the Gabe's Heart Foundation 5K walk is coming up this Saturday. And so there's the QR code if you want to go ahead and scan it and donate towards having portable defibrillators that will be placed in some of the public spaces. They're pretty expensive. So we do have a donor that's donating $3,500, and they're looking to have maybe a match of some sort. So if you all are able to contribute any amount, make sure you scan the QR code, or you can go to gabesheart.org. Again, the walk is this Saturday at 8 o'clock a.m., September 23rd at 8 o'clock a.m. If you're not physically in Concord, North Carolina, then know that you can walk wherever you are and hashtag Gabe's Heart Foundation. We'll start putting those videos and photos all over the Gabe's Heart Foundation Facebook page. We're going to take a quick commercial break, come back and hear from Cassandra Davis. We'll be back. All right, everyone, we are back, and we are going to hear from you, Lady Cassandra Davis. And I thank you for being here today. What an honor and a privilege to have you, especially in this role as you come here today. Go ahead.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that so much. It's an honor to be here. I should be comfortable in this setting. I've been somewhere behind the scenes and involved from day one, but still, whenever I have to get popped on here, I get a little anxious, and I'm not as confident as our sunshine expert over there about this. But no, Kim, I really appreciate being here, and I wanted to just share with everyone, Servant Church. We are 1 year in. I think I remember sometime last year, my husband and I came on. That's him in the background.
He didn't come on camera, but Pastor
whoop, whoop. But no, I think about almost a year ago, we came on and talked about the launch. Well, I'm back to say that we are celebrating 1 year. God has blessed us in ministry to stay strong, stay consistent, to stay the course. And this weekend, we are celebrating. We're not necessarily saying anniversary. We're saying it's a birthday celebration, because we were planted in birth last year this time. And God has allowed us to see our 1 year old birthday. So we're excited excited about that. And this weekend, we're going to be celebrating starting tomorrow, where we're going to kick off our day at the Gabe's Heart Foundation 5K walk run. That'll be our first stop in the morning. So we're coming by to support and just to continue to do our part to help Gabe's heart continue to beat. Our family, you know, we knew Gabe personally. My husband definitely was very fond of Gabe. He would have the challenge of managing the boys each week on Sundays, and got to a point, I think, where Gabe was about ready to, was strong enough to pick him up. He certainly couldn't pick him up anymore. But yeah, we're excited about coming out to the Gabe's Heart Foundation 5K walk. We endeavor to always support in any way that we can, whether it's have our hands all in or just a little in. But I know that the Gabe's Heart family knows that we are here for you. So we will stop there in the morning, and then I invite everyone to come out and join us at I don't want to say it, give the wrong time, because I think it's at 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning. Well, we'll be there at 10. Starting from 11 to 3, we will be at the park at 12:32.
Oh, this is tomorrow. This is the red flyer?
Yes.
Set up. Okay.
Tomorrow, yes. We're going to start tomorrow. We're going to be, there's a party in the park, music, food, and fellowship. We're celebrating our anniversary there with our partnership with Stolen Lunches, with Fly Ty and Jacinda Jacobs and the Stolen Lunch family. And we're going to have, some kickball games, food, and fun. And we're going to be packing the blessing bags. We do that with Stolen Lunches on the first Saturday of each month, where we pack bags for our friends and neighbors who may find themselves in a less fortunate situation. So we're going to be out packing bags. We've been taking in donations. My husband went last night, and we had a friend that donated some gently used clothing that we're going to have out there. Our brother JB, he's going to be putting hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill, and the kids, there'll be games for the kids and everything. But it's free to come out. It's for the community. So we invite you all to join us tomorrow. That's the kickoff of our birthday celebration, because we are servant church and we endeavor to serve the community. So what better way to kick off our birthday celebration? But then on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at the Carol Hoffner Center, which is located at 615 East 6th Street here in Charlotte, this is where we have our weekly Sunday worship services, and we're going to have just a blessed time in the Lord. We're starting at 10 a.m. as we do each Sunday at that location, and we're going to be celebrating birthday style. You're going to come in the door. We're going to, if you want, we're going to give you a birthday hat, and we have noisemakers, and we are going to just celebrate. Pastor is definitely, he will share the word that God has given him for this season, and I'm excited to hear what that's going to be. I'm trying to not have him tell me too much about it so I can hear it when everyone else hears it. But that's been it's a little bit hard for him sometimes. But I invite you to come out. Our website is, I'm going to just put it right here. It is servantnc.church. That's servantnc.church. And you can also follow us on Facebook. And forgive me if I don't know all the handles by heart, but we're also on Instagram and TikTok as well. I don't have those handles in front of me because that's kind of his domain.
Servant NC Church. Make sure you all find
servantnc.church is where you can find our website and information about our ministry. But come out if you can, visit with us. We are just expecting to have a great time. We're going to have, when I say birthday style, right after service, we've got the popcorn machine ready. We're going to have funnel cakes going on. The Hankins family is going to be manning the funnel cake machine on the outside. And we've got Stephanie and some of the others that's going to be manning the popcorn. And we have like the actual popcorn machine. And we're going to have cupcakes and drinks, but it's actually a 1-year birthday celebration for what God has done for Servant Church. So I invite you all to join us.
Oh, we're so excited. My cheeks are burning. I'm so excited about this birthday celebration. It's near and dear to my heart because it's Pastor Selwyn and Lady Cassandra Davis. And they are always, when I say always, celebrating everyone else. It is an honor to be able to celebrate them. So I hope that everyone that can and will participate if you are in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Now, this show streams in over 100 countries, so you may not even know what we talking about, right? But if you are anywhere near the Charlotte, North Carolina area, come out this weekend. We're doing the Gabe's Heart Foundation 5K walk. We'll just put this up again. That's happening on Saturday, right at 8 o'clock a.m. We're typically done by 10-ish. Everybody, the whole field's cleared off because people walk. We spend time talking. Some people run their marathon times just to practice. But you come out at 8 o'clock a.m. on Saturday. Then everyone head over and get you some lunch over here. And you can go get you a nice hot dog if you like hot dogs and different food at the party in the park. And that's going to be kicking off at 11 a.m. So we just make a day of it, okay? And then on Sunday, if you are able to come and you don't go to your own individual churches, come celebrate with Servant Church, servantnc.church, the 1-year anniversary and birthday celebration. Get you a funnel cake. I know my jailer gonna leave it if you can get her a funnel. You're gonna be like, a hot funnel cake? What?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Lady Cassandra, and the behind the scenes of the flyers, all kind of stuff that you all see with the Kim Jacobs Show. Her and her husband they're always faithfully working on behalf of the Kim Jacobs Show, the Balance Doctor, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Thank you for everything you do to make my life better.
Absolutely. And Pastor saying in the background to encourage everyone who can't attend that we will be streaming online, and you can watch the service every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Via Facebook. Just go to our page. Follow us, please, for the Servant Church Facebook page on Facebook.
Yay! So you can stay connected regardless of where you are, and you will have a wonderful time. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and let you go because I know you were doing some work stuff too. All right. God bless you, Saints.
Thank you.
Okay. We have our sunshine expert right here. You're next, and I know you at work at college, so you're like, Lord, girl, I ain't going to even talk to my management like you better come on. Okay. We're going to take one quick commercial break. Tracie, I see you in the house. How are you?
I am great. Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here. We're going to end with you today because we're going to talk about proper stretching and exercises, everybody. So let me take a quick commercial break. And usually when we have the panel, we got to go maybe about 5 more minutes over, but I think we're doing a good job for the most part. So let's get ready to take one final commercial break for a minute. Come back and hear from our sunshine expert. We'll be right back.
2 things are almost certain about you. Number 1, you know people who travel. Of course you do. Everybody travels. It's an $8 trillion industry. It's what people dream about doing. And number 2, you probably aren't making the commission. You see, every car rental, every hotel, and every resort pays commissions. They may go to a website or to a traditional travel agent. But trust us, someone is earning it. Well, what if we could show you a way to put that commission in your pocket? It doesn't hurt to take a peek. Interested?
And we are back, and we're getting ready to hear from our FreeStyle Friday expert, the Sunshine expert. If you're interested in learning more about that travel industry, trueyougetaway@gmail.com. Email trueyougetaway@gmail.com today, and you'll learn more. Talk to us, Athena, Sunshine expert.
Hi, so FreeStyle Friday, what do I have? Let's talk about volunteering. Let's talk about how important volunteering is. Volunteering is very dear to me. I have been volunteering now on my life journey a little over 14 years. It makes me happy. It brings peace, a humbling mindset, kind. I truly have a servant heart for serving people and loving on people. And so that I am most grateful when I say volunteering. I volunteer on many platforms. I volunteer with church. I volunteer my time with family and friends. I volunteer my time with the Ronald McDonald House. I've also outbranched with the Ronald McDonald House. I volunteer now the Happy Well Heart Program, which is I go into the hospital, Novant, and they just opened up the first outsourced branch from Charlotte and Concord, and serve the babies. It's truly a time of praying for healing, strength, comfort for our babies, our children, as well as for the parents, because it can be a journey for the parents to go through. Of course, to see their child in pain and not knowing, and they have to be a strong pillar. So it's very important. A matter of fact, I was there last night. Had a ball giving out snacks and toys, and just to see the smiles on the baby face, even the infants, and to let the parent know they're not alone, to know they have someone to reach out to. I volunteer with Hill and Vine Harbor, which is a nonprofit organization for domestic violence women here in Charlotte. And also added to that, not going to take up too much time, Gabriel Heart Foundation, getting ready for this 5K walk. And my sister Tracie gonna let us know about stretching it out before we hit the field. I'm truly excited. This is my second year volunteering with Gabriel Heart Foundation. And so I'm just truly excited again just to be there. And I know Gabriel is smiling down on us, and his biggest supporters, if not family, friends, and community, but his mom, my sister Kim Jacobs, and his family, his siblings. Just thank God for them. So just looking forward to having a high time with the family and supporting and joining others and meeting new faces that's going to come out and join us to walk. I have been spreading the word here on the campus, so it'll be actually neat to see some of the college students that's going to show up and support. So truly happy. That's what I stopped by to say today is, if you have a heart to help out, that could be anywhere. A lot of us volunteer our time and we don't even know. For instance, we volunteer our time a lot with family, or if you have a friend that might just want you to sit with them and just to have a simple conversation. That's volunteering. That's volunteering your time. So most of us have probably done it and ain't realized it. Again, if you're in different groups, different organizations, another one, I can think back just quickly. Going to the nursing home. Going to the nursing home, and we was giving socks to the elderly. That had a high time in that for the elderly seasoned saints to say, "Oh, baby, you thought of me to bring me something fuzzy to put on my feet." So link up with somebody. Link up with, if it's not church, if it's not work, even if you have a project, or for the guys that's working on cars, when they call their buddies and be like, "Hey, bro, you want to come over here and help me change this tire, or help me make sure I did this oil change, just kind of check my work." That's volunteering your time, and you're actually helping that person. So and if you find peace in that, it's just a certain peace when you're supporting a cause or you're supporting someone else behind yourself. So as most of I tell you, it's not about Athena, but it's always about others, and just that selfless and walking in humility in that time. It blesses me so much and puts a smile on my face. So always, it's good to be on Freestyle Friday. Whether I'm first or last, even if I had just sat here all day, being in the presence of the other Freestyle Fridays, I truly honor and cherish. And thank you, Kim. Love you so much, and love all my other sisters on the panel as well.
Wow. Okay, you can't go because guess what? Now I let Lady Cassandra go, and there were comments.
Yes, I'm here.
I gotta put the comments. Oh my God. So Lady Cassandra, Pastor Selma, please go back and look at these comments because they're comments for you all. Let's see right quick. I want to make sure you all know, first of all, find peace in that volunteerism. I love that point that you made. And you can unmute yourself, Tracie, and say anything you want to say as well while I'm looking for these comments. So go ahead.
I just love everything that she said, but just being in service, you get so blessed by it as well. Just to be able to, brighten somebody's day in some way, shape, or form, or to help out in some way, shape, or form, you really are blessed by it. And it brings so much joy as well as the peace. So thank you for that. Sunshine Expert.
Yes. And people are chiming in, and Dr. Zakia said you have that excellent energy and great points about volunteerism. So she just wants to say
thank you.
And I met Athena. I was there volunteering with Gabe's Heart Foundation at a location, and I ran into this beautiful spirit. Where were we when that happened?
The Ronald McDonald House.
So you don't only volunteer with your organization, volunteer with other groups. I volunteer with the Old Courthouse Theater. I volunteer with nursing homes. I'll take like nail polish or read the Bible. I'll give suckers, and you cannot imagine how endearing it is to see someone
Yes.
all their teeth missing, and you're sitting there, and I say, I'm gonna stay with you until you finish your sucker. You know how long it takes for them to finish that particular sucker? It takes a minute, so that's your day, right? But it's enjoyable. So anyway, I'm just grateful for all of the ways that you talked about volunteering.
Thank you.
Anybody in the studio audience, share ways that you volunteer as well. Share your own stories, and we'd love to have them over in the comments section. We'll go back and check them and comment on them, okay? Athena, Sunshine Expert, thank you. All right, our final Freestyle Friday. I'm going to let you go, Athena. I'm doing this quick commercial break. I'm going to put you out there because I know you got to go back to work. Mwah. Okay. All right, our final Freestyle Friday expert. That just lightened my heart. Talking about volunteerism. We're going to get ready to hear from our very last, but definitely not least, host of the Whole Living Show. So if you all do not tune into her show already, make sure, what day can they tune into your show?
Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So make sure you're in your virtual seats on the Whole Living Show. Host is Tracie Randolph. Y'all, she know what she's doing over there. She be doing exercises and stuff. I'll be like, let me try that at home, but I got to be off the camera with some of the stuff she's doing. I'm like, I ain't putting myself on camera doing all of that. We're going to take one quick commercial break and come back and hear from you. All right. This has been awesome today. I've enjoyed myself. Right back.
Two things are almost certain about you. Number one, you know people who travel. Of course you do. Everybody travels. It's an $8 trillion industry. It's what people dream about doing. And number two, you probably aren't making the commission. You see, every car rental, every hotel, and every resort pays commissions. They may go to a website or to a traditional travel agent. But trust us, someone is earning it. Well, what if we could show you a way to put that commission in your pocket? It doesn't hurt to take a peek. Interested?
All right, we are back with our final Freestyle Friday expert, Tracie Randolph. Talk to us about some exercise and stretching. Go.
Yes, I wanted to talk about the importance of stretching, especially as we come out tomorrow for Gabe's Heart Foundation, and we're going to be out there walking, but you want to make sure that you stretch first. And why it's so important because movement is important in your life. And as you're going out, we're talking about volunteering right before this. And as you are going out to help others, you want to make sure that you're getting the right movement in your body, that you are stretching so that you have the ability to help them without any pain, right? And you can be effective as you move on through your day. So I just wanted to talk to you about stretching first before you exercise or before you walk or before you're going to stand on your feet for a while, do some type of movement, do some volunteering. You want to make sure that you're stretching because you want to increase your blood circulation. And it's very important for you to have the blood flowing through your body, get your body warmed up so that you can do whatever that activity is. It also allows you to increase your range of motion. So that, you know, if you need to help people and you need to lift things, pull things, push things, right? You have that increased range of motion and you can do it without any pain. It also helps to lengthen the muscles. So you want to lengthen those muscles and warm them up again so you can do those things, right? As Kim is stretching over there.
I'm feeling it. I'm literally feeling it while I'm stretching. I'm feeling it, but no, I feel it.
It makes a difference when you start to stretch and you're lengthening those muscles so that you can, again, do those things like push and pull and lift, and so that you can help out effectively as you're going out here, you know, devoting your time and attention to people. You want to make sure that you can be effective when you're doing it. It also helps to reduce the risk of injury. And you want to make sure that you're getting that good stretch so that you don't have issues later on. You don't want to put yourself in a position where, you know, you have some injury with one of your muscles or your joints. We don't want that. We want to be able to get out, do it effective so that we can go back again, right? Mm-hmm. It also helps you to improve performance. So, you know, if you're a runner and you want to get a good run and you run a little bit longer, a little bit further, it assists you with that as well. So you want to make sure that you continue to stretch before. It helps to increase your flexibility. And we know that, again, flexibility again allows you to push and pull and lift and run faster and run longer. So you want to increase that flexibility. And listen, it also helps you to relax and relieve the stress. So say, you know, you've been working all day and you feel a little stressed and you know you're going out to volunteer, or you want to take a run. You want to stretch first so that you can allow your body to relax, to reduce that stress in your body so that your muscles can perform the way that they need to. And then I just want to talk a little bit about the after part of it as well, because you want to stretch after also, because it helps to assist in recovery. So now as the flexibility loosens up a little bit, as the muscles tighten, it allows you to recover properly so that your body can relax again, your muscles can relax again, and you can recover. It helps to decrease the soreness, because if anybody out there has gone out, done a really good workout, gone for a run, gone for a long walk, you know that sometimes you get that soreness. Well, if you stretch after, you will decrease that soreness. So you want to make sure that you are stretching after as well. It's going to help you cool your body down. Also help let your heart rate go down as well as you are stretching. So help to cool it down so you can recover, get back to what you need to do. Again, reduce that stress. And again, after is also to help reduce the risk of injury. So it's so important to just stretch before and after you get some sort of not necessarily vigorous movement, just any type of movement. So I'll be out there tomorrow with everybody, tomorrow morning, stretching everybody out before you get started on your walk around that amazing track. It is such great exercise when you're out there walking for Gabe's Heart Foundation. So you come out, walk for a good cause, get good exercise. There's so many benefits to what you're going to do tomorrow when you come out for Gabe's Heart Foundation.
Oh, thank you, Tracie. So this is the person that's going to stretch us probably right around 7:45 a.m. when we get right before the walk begins. We all go out and she leads us in some nice stretches to prepare us before we get ready to formally go out. And I'm grateful that you came here today in the midst of your crazy schedule. One of the things she's doing is she's been running around getting bananas and fruit bars and talking about volunteerism. She's running around doing some things to make sure that all of you that come out will have some way to, we have the hydration that's been donated by one of the managers at Food Lion locally. He paid for everything himself. It was crazy. Crazy to witness. And that's a blessing. But then you have been going around getting bananas and fruit bars and oranges and all kinds of stuff so that each person that walks or runs has a way to replenish themselves. And Chick-fil-A also donated sandwich cards as well. So you get a chance to have a sandwich on your way out, and definitely head over to serving church activities as well.
Yeah.
Tracie,
get stretch and get ready for kickball too after the walk is over, right? I heard there's going to be kickball at Servant Church. So,
that's right. So get your mind right. So because I'm all about games and yard games and stuff, and I'm kind of competitive. So I will kick. I'm gonna use my side instep of my foot, kick that ball. We're gonna have some fun. Okay. All right. So Tracie, how do they stay connected with you?
You see it there, Tracie R at theresetglobal.com or www.theresetcoach.com as well. So my website or email. You can find me on all the social media platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I'm all over.
And the Whole Living Show every Wednesday at 7:00 p.m. Make sure you tune in. She is the podcast host for the Whole Living Show, and her show is amazing. So make sure you tune in to her there as well. All right, Tracie, I'm super excited about you coming tomorrow. Thank you all that tuned in today. I've put ways for you to stay connected with each of the experts that came on. And so make sure you all go back. Gabe's Heart Foundation is where you would be able to, let me just put this QR code one more time. In case anyone wants to donate, our desire is to raise funds to get portable defibrillators that we'll put in public spaces. And tomorrow we will do a raffle for organizations that are there. We're going to do a raffle to be able to identify however many defibrillators we can provide for you all to be able to possibly be one of those winners. And so make sure you know that, and we'll have a raffle ticket when you come ready for that. And there's also a lady that her name is Mary Kay body. She's going to be there tomorrow with Revive CPR, and she's going to be talking to us about her story of sudden cardiac arrest and why she became so passionate about Revive. Revive is the information, but I'm going to have it tomorrow, and she'll have it for this. And it's about CPR and AED coupled together and why that's important. She'll be there at the event. Hope for All will be there at the event, and quite a few people will be there. So we look forward to seeing you. It's a free walk. I want to make sure you know it's free. And we have tons of sponsors this year, and so honored for all of the sponsors. We have them on a banner. They're going to be on the back of the t-shirts, and we will be formally thanking and acknowledging all of our sponsors throughout the weeks to come, because we're not going to give up on remembering those that poured into Gabe's Heart Foundation. The t-shirts are ready, and you will be able to get a commemorative t-shirt for $20 if you're interested in getting that. We'll have them on site, and you can. Some people have already purchased their shirts, so you'll just pick them up with your name. Others, if you want to get one, let us know. We'll put it aside for you if you're not local. And if you are local, you'll be able to just get it right there. All right, everybody. That's our episode today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming in at the time that you could be here today. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Kim.
You're the best. I appreciate all of you all. I love you in the studio audience. I'll see you tomorrow, or hashtag Gabe's Heart Foundation. Don't forget to donate to the Kim Jacobs Show, because that's the only way we keep the program thriving. And I put that up. One more thing, because I have to tell y'all one more thing, because I can't use Gabe's Heart Foundation funds for something else ever. So, because I donate to Gabe's Heart too. But there's a situation where there's a homeless family, and I do want to mention that because I want to do something on behalf of the Kim Jacobs Show, which is nothing to do with Gabe's Heart Foundation as far as the funds and stuff. So if you're interested in helping me, this family, they have been homeless, and someone reached out to me about it. They actually already provided like a week of a hotel stay for this family. But I also would love if anybody that wants to donate something and earmark it specific to help the homeless family with this hotel situation, then I will make sure that happens. And because I'll reach back out to that person and tell them that I was able to get someone to donate, or these people, and I'll tell them who it was that donated. And I'll give them the funds or pay it to the hotel for that homeless family. And so it's Kim Jacobs, Inc. If you earmark it for that specifically, or if you're just doing a regular donation, that's different. Just say this is just a donation to Kim Jacobs Show. But if it's for the homeless family situation, specify that, okay? And these are the ways to donate. Kim Jacobs, Inc., paypal.me/Kim Jacobs, Inc., or Venmo at the Kim Jacobs Show. The Patreon, don't do that because that's just membership for other stuff. But if you donate and earmark it saying this is to help that homeless family, I want to help them with something for the situation. The Gabe's Heart Foundation situation, we're raising funds for portable defibrillators to be put in public spaces that will help hopefully stay that time that it takes for the ambulance to get there to revive a situation, which they work with their whole souls when they arrive. But we want to make sure that there are defibrillators in place that could help prevent that time frame for traffic and getting there. That might save a child's life. So that's what's happening with Gabe's Heart Foundation. The funds there. All right. I think I said everything. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Tracie, for hanging in here with me. God bless you all. And I love all of you all. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show, and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your